like button. We got 108 people. We got 100 people damn near watching. Make sure you hit. We finna get right into the Great Migration. This is KevRow University in full effect. If you got something to say, make sure you can call in right now. The number is 424 209 9506. That's area code 424 209 9506. If you've been watching the program, you want to talk about these migrations? Let me get this. Make this a teachable moment for yourself. Iron sharpen iron. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. What up, Pop Dudes? My guy. Shout out to you. Who in the chat room? Royal Purple. Shout out to you, Queen. Shout out to you and the whole up north team. Jamie Lee, Marley, and anybody else up north. Northern California or Northern America for that matter. I'm tired of this. Impressed one. Tracy, of course, shout out to you. Uh, DJ, welcome to the program. Welcome to the chat room. Bocat Smith, my guy, much love. Benjamin is in the building. Taj is always in the building. Much love to you, champion. Mr. Miller, welcome to the classroom. Right over there. Stand up, Todd. Let these people in that row. Get them in there. Shout out to y'all. I see you, champion. That's what's up. New students is row 54. That's for new students. Yeah, that's all. That ain't nothing. Just pick up the helmet. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Right there, because this is the bungalows where we're trying. Okay? We're trying. We're trying just as much as, when the bungalows got the bungalows, we're all former Democrats or sinners. Urban conservative gonna be stupid. We're all fucking Democrats, man. Or sinners, if you want to get religious. Press one. Kings of the underworld, here to do the right thing for one time in history. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, we put it down, put the gun down. Ah. All right, man. The Great Migration. What a time. I'm turning on my notification. There it is. You own. Anybody want to call in? Y'all know when y'all got like people like Rico and the B team swarming around. You gotta watch what you allow on your phone. You be sleep and you be thinking there's something important going on, and there's a goddamn person trying to give you some notes on the internet. When I open up my phone line, they ain't never there. And you know what they always say? I know the last time you said. Press one, so I'm changing up my shit. You can now call in before the show. I'm gonna give you your time. Make sure it's make sure it's respectful. You know, when you got people like that floating around, I know they just like, damn, we done superseded all the expectations. Where's St. Thomas? Press one. What happened to that? What happened to St. Thomas? What up, Tony? I see you, champion. Salute to you. What up, D-Jack? Teresa Green, shout out to you. Yours truly. Shout out to you. Shout out to the folks out there. And these are all my Patreon folk. Love y'all for sure. Without y'all, there would be no Kev Gills. There would be no Coffee and Kush TV. There would be not even a blueprint to go after over here. Shout out to Ali Ware. Ali, with your contribution, it wouldn't even be possible. Thank you, bro. Fuck that shit. Thank you, bro. This wouldn't even be possible without y'all. YouTube, try to bury me. Just bury me. Sad, sad, sad. Shout out to y'all, though. Y'all make this shit happen. Y'all make it worth my while. Just to know y'all out there somewhere listening to my program is always an honor. Shout out to the truckers, of course, out there in the world who listen to KevRow. Because, I speak for long periods of time. They're on the road for long periods of time. Kind of makes sense. We all like conspiracies, history, the Bible. We all like these things. So that's what we do have in common. Conversation about the things everybody's so afraid to speak of, like Israel. It's the beauty of it. Care must be protected at all costs. And that's what matters. That's what matters. The Great Migration, the Black Holocaust, the Bulgarian Crusades in white supremacist nation, which is a multiple of nations. Did you know that Tataria? I'm gonna show y'all something. This is gonna make your head pop. I'm gonna show you a fun fact. Did you know there's Tataria? There's two sides of Rome. Press one. Tataria and Barbaria. That's all right. So barbarians is from the west, Tatarias and from the east. This is some weird shit. You find out a lot when you're looking for the information. Did you know that? So we now know Tatar, the god of the devil, the god of the underworld. Now we got him. Barbarianism, Tatarianarianism. The same, both Roman, Gothic, upside down, for no reason. Necromancy, demonocracy disguised as democracy, which is the same. Who cares? None of it is a republic. You ain't even supposed to be a Democrat or a demoncrat, as I call them. Google it. Check out the etymology in that shit. We give up democrat. That's not the. That's not our. that's not. That's not our political party, bro. Hell no. We out there making trades, right? You don't want to be no Democrats no more. They retarded. Being a Democrat, I gotta work too hard to be retarded. Hell no. I understand. Come on, brother, we gotta stick. I know, bro. I don't want to be no Democrat. Mm-mm. I'm with the end of Universe 25. Press 1. I don't want to be a participant in Universe. I don't want to be a study project no more for programming and make me do bad things. I had to change my life. Then God blesses me because I do good things. Like not doing bad things is doing good things. No, as long as we do the right thing, we all right. Press 1. As long as we do the right thing. That's what I'm here to show you. You just a little faith. That little faith and do the right thing. Sometimes you gotta look at the people in your life and decide, okay, now it's time for me to start to do the right thing, like the movies say. Press 1. I'm tired of being a fucking Democrat, hanging out with Democrat. When we had the best conversations when we talking about conservatism shit. So I think we just Democrats because we don't associate a Democrat with black. Nigga, you know we black. What we go vote for? Democrat, nigga. You know what this is. On par rule. Black 100 sponsored. These niggas are Democrats. Y'all see the difference between how Democrats act and how conservative act? Watching YouTube, huh? Y'all see that? See, I'm different. I'm from the west side. When you look at yeah, I'm from the west side. Yeah, it's bad, ain't it? No jumper to all them niggas over there. That shit like that's the east side. They just trying to get on. You feel me? Trying to do the right thing. Poor brick, baby. Press 1. Oh, east side niggas in the great shady. You know why? I'ma wait. I ain't gonna say this joke. I'ma wait for coffee because that shit, my heart is already flipped upside down. I'm a problem. I ain't gonna even do it. I'ma wait till coffee. I ain't even gonna do it right now because I turn the class retarded. I'm already waiting for a couple callers, just waiting for them to get their lives together if they want to comment on the program. You know? Let's see. Other than that, man, I got 8. I got 3 more minutes. Always flipping the narrative on its head. Whatever. I don't know. The Great Migration, the Black Holocaust, the barbarians nation of white supremacy, the corporate dead state of America, the mechanical mother. Press one. Y'all about to get off the titty of this broad. Press one. You got to be emancipated. How you 40, 50 years old, your ass still on welfare? Get your ass up right now. Give me them forklift operator certificate. Nigga, get on this machine and drive it like this one. Press one. Niggas don't want to do nothing no more. Nigga, urban conservative gonna be wild. I'm trying to tell you, niggas don't want to do shit no more. They want to live like a bunch of Pan Americans just out in the wilderness. Press one, not thinking about anything of law. Look at Nature Boy, just went out in the woods and just start fucking anything he could. Just wildin', yo. Mm, mm, mm. Just wildin'. For no reason. You niggas just go out there and start wiping your ass with leaves like it's cool. That shit ain't cool. It's cool literally, but it's not cool. And leaves ain't gonna get it all. Well, press one. Just stop, bruh. Y'all brothers just stop. KevRow. We ready? We ready for class? Yeah, homeroom. Let me see. Yeah, I got a minute left. I'm gonna cut in my motherfucking time. I got producers now. I'm just kidding, bro. Just kidding. It's like that. We gotta do better as a dead black community full of Democrats and come alive and take advantage of the opportunity to destroy the Democrat Party once and for well, I'm gonna have fun on there to destroy this concept for once and for all. Before I leave this earth, I want to destroy the fusion party of nothingness. I want to break them. Press one. I want to crush them. They are a bunch of thieves. Press one. Is that Russian or Jamaican? Which one? Yes, it don't matter. They're all barbarians and Tartarian. Pirate from Rome. Press one. I ain't on nobody's side. Don't get mad. Don't even look at nobody else. If it apply, if it don't apply, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly, nigga. All you niggas is a bunch of evildoer, Dracula, Tartarian, barbaric motherfuckers. Talking about from the coast of Barbary. You niggas is all Romanian Moors from opposite ends. Press one. Just a bunch of weirdos. See, now that I can identify a motherfucker from their race, now this shit is personal. Now it's like, oh, press one. They tricking us with all of these different identities, and I'm just black. Oh, fuck that. That's not fair. But what? That's not a square deal. But what? And we still black and dead, and look, we still a problem. No, that shit don't work. Look, our ancestors was holocausted out of existence. We ain't put on no Arab hats, start doing bad things. We rehabilitated, because now we focus. So no, we don't want to be 94 crime bill recipients of being nothing Ice Cube believers of the movie Friday, goddamn. I want to know about my history. I want to do the things. If I do bad things, you gonna be forced to do this shit in jail and shit. I don't need to sit down and learn how you did this to me. Hit that like button and subscribe. I don't need to. How the system of a hidden Aryan banker agenda, a false religious construct of orthodox. What? Y'all don't let these people put on all type of new clothes and just. I'm talking about white people, Asian people. Y'all let these people play a whole charade with our lives and shit. We got real problems like bills they gave us and shit. And they up here playing. Just give me the same opportunity. That's all people be asking. Everybody started from a square deal. So we didn't. We got to prove that we wasn't given a fair deal. While the rest of the world came over to our land and benefited. So we got to know the Great Migration, the destruction of Tulsa, Oklahoma, damn it, the Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Press One, and the many more African American, our people who been misclassified as African American, black, and any other thing they can call us but God's people in God's name and stuff. Press One, nothing. But we still here. We still made a way. Ain't nobody really challenged anything. So this is a great opportunity to not only keep KevRow University going and also develop Coffee and Kush TV right there because there's a lot going on in media. Perfect time. Like Nipsey say. Perfect timing. See? 2 hours, 2 hours. I feel like I can do a full day's work. I don't want to work 2 hours. I want to work 4. I don't want to work 2 no more. I'm going to be at the whole day like, what the fuck am I doing? Nigga, hanging out with y'all when I can be streaming at work. Press button. Hit that like button and subscribe. So right now it's just focused back on my YouTube. Focused on my brands and getting what's due to me and my team. So the Great Migration, class is starting. Cool. The Great Migration. Perfect time for this discussion. The world fairs and the Great Migration. Who overthrew, where the genocide could or could not have come from. My theory is it came from specific places covered up by the theaters of war and other false technical advances to overshadow the grand heist any nation in the world has ever felt, and that is the total robbery of African Americans and in the late 1800s and the early 1900s by way of complete genocide and removing them as reclassifying them as dead and raising them up as dead. Press 1. Call that a crucifixion. Individuals lost forever, needing the government to handle their affairs in a land where they're supposed to be speaking for themselves by right. Yeah. You supposed to keep you some witnesses and friends with you, man. And don't do bad things, bro. That way, if anybody tries to say you did something you wasn't supposed to be doing, you got witnesses. You got your friends. You got time stamp. You know what you've done. I ain't talking to no goddamn criminal right now. I'm talking to a regular motherfucker. Don't let this hating ass world put you in another twist. Reject the twist, nigga. Don't let nobody, anything and anybody trying to put you in a twist and make you lose your freedom is an enemy of the estate. And the enemy of your estate is an enemy of my motherfucking estate. And me, am I my brother's keeper? That's right, brother boy. Now that's the shit you go to war for, huh? That's called allied powers in America, huh? That happened to you too? My people went through this. Oh, you was reclassified too? Me too. Oh my goodness, that's what happened to all of our people, and y'all gonna sit up here and keep letting these Ukrainians see them the argument. See them the thunderstorm. That type of shit causes earthquakes in the real world. You supposed to wake up from this daydream. You feel me? They need more propaganda, so you go back. That's inducing the propaganda. So when you see the storms in the world, well, why don't you supposed to go harder? Be happy to go to bed knowing and pray to God. Yes, that chill to the give it God. There's more thunder and power and floods everywhere. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't get scared. You say you love Jesus and God. It is your calling and duty to call out His name, like the weekend say. Call out my name, baby. And press one. Jeez. Jeez. Raised up by single parents make you hate the father. Press one. That type of shit, you better evaluate your life before you cut yourself off like young Pharaoh did. These quantified niggas ain't saying nothing about the Great Migration. These quantified bug-looking motherfuckers ain't saying nothing about no Great Migration and the catastrophe. Goddamn Frenchmen. Press one. And I ain't talking about my French brothers. I'm talking about this Pacific. Press one. Y'all change y'all lives. Y'all motherfuckers becoming competent. These niggas, a bug's life ass niggas. Press one. Niggas holding all these science projects ain't got nothing to prove but a little third grader science project sitting on goddamn table trying to get a patent. Line up all the little kids. Take them down to the patent office. What is your idea, little man? Oh, I believe in goddamn. I want to patent the space in between bubbles. That's right. Here you go. Here you go, little man. Now go on out there and do it. A patent office ain't nothing but a diploma first ass school, and that don't work with black people. We all been there. I got this idea, my nigga. What's that, bro? I think like Uber Weeds or niggas always got the, you know what I mean? Niggas being what? It's so easy a third grader can do it. Look, they can patent the space in between bubble. Motherfucking, it's a dome. He trying to own us and shit. Talking about, look, I created the space, and they gonna come up with the bubble next. Do you know Earth is a bubble? I own it. Look, I got the patent to Earth. Nigga, you about to get beat up. I'm finna summons Big U. Make a deal. What? Big U, come here. What? Nigga out there trying to set us up with the Furby man. Trying to make it a patent idea. Oh, I thought of it first. I thought of it first. You gotta watch it with these people. They real slick. One day you come out and what happened? Remember Terrence Howard, the actor? What happened? This nigga owned Earth. How? Created the space in between bubble. We all agreed it was a firmament. We live inside of a bubble. See? No fucking way. This nigga up the street like the Pope with a perm from the movie Hustle and Flow. Talking about, bruh, what? Whoop that bitch and smack that bitch. Now he's the most martyred bitch. Oh, America. You gotta love propaganda. Good old propaganda. Yeah, right. Press one, light skin would have got his ass whooped all up and down your neighborhood. Hey, you with the light skin, rain eye. Press one, where you at, nigga? You goofy ass over. Your name Snoop Dogg. Press what? Huh? Your name is Snoop Dogg. Come here. Why you fucking with me? In his movie role voice. Why you fucking with me, player? Press one. Lord have mercy. So, the Great Migration. Before I digress, the Great Migration. God bless y'all for being
unknown caller.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Deborah
goodness.
from Florida.
Deborah, my favorite white auntie from Florida, classified or not. What's going on?
Hello, sir. I was going to try to talk about the relationship between Mr. Terrence Howard and the Great Migration.
Oh, okay. That's you made some type of connection with this. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Deb.
I'll start there. He was raised by his great-grandmother, who was an actress, and she migrated up there to New York to be an actress, started at 9 years old at a piano class at Phyllis Wheatley School of Music. She began acting at the Friendly Inn Settlement. Now, I know as a young child that, that's where they tried to steer me into that kind of a situation so that I would become something for the Actors Guild,
Yes.
Screenwriters Guild, any of that kind of crap.
Yes.
Fill the spot. And it was not in my heart. So she raised him, and, his story is about the poor daddy went to jail for the manslaughter. And I was looking into that, and it brings us back to the Bolsheviks, the Bavarians, which brought in the arts and the stage acting through the Girl Scouts and Madame Blavatsky.
Madame Blavatsky, which is also a Bavaria.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
founder.
Well, hold up. Before
the
you
founder,
even... Hold up, Deb. Hold
Yeah.
up, Deb. You see, this is why I
Yes,
call her
sir.
my favorite white auntie from Florida. My students talk different. See that connection? You would never thought of a connection. It ain't just me. My students don't develop just connecting it all. The Bavarian thing. And she's older, so she knows. Trust me, she knows. Go ahead, Deb.
Yes, sir. They created a thing called theosophy, which is wisdom of God. They take this theosophy
Yes.
from Buddhism and Brahmanism.
Bohemianism
saying
is what she really... Bahamianism or what we know as Bohemianism. Go ahead.
Correct. And it is do what thou wilt.
That's right.
It's a stage presence of do whatever you want, and we'll cover up whatever crumbs you left over. They brought her in, and she's an actress, Helena Petrova Blavatsky.
But oh my goodness.
She has a twin. She has a twin later on in history, as so many of our people in our history show us another face, and she's the leader of the fascists in Chicago. She brings in the Girl Guides. I could get her name. She's got 3 or 4 of them. They don't honor her as anything but milky.
You're breaking up. Take your time. Make sure you got a secure connection. Make sure you got short. Yes, ma'am. Make sure you good because I want to hear this. Very important. Great transition. Go ahead.
Her name is Malky K. Lifshitz.
Malky K. Lipstick or what you say?
Lif shit.
Okay, Lipshit. Okay. Mrs. Lipshit. Mrs. Lipshit. Go. I knew that's what you said. I was trying to make it. I didn't want to say that, but Lipshit. Go ahead.
Yes. And she looks like a twin to the fake Queen Victoria. They all have the same face.
It could be the same actress. It could be the same actress playing multiple roles like they were doing in the early 1900s to make it appear real. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. If you go 1899 is when the migration is admitted. They try to blend the Civil War in there.
Yes.
That, the Negroes left because of emancipation.
Yes.
But it was rounding up.
This is like the disturbing source of the whole unraveling of time. If you get this right, Deb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because if this is where the condensed time frame is. Somewhere in here is a great possibility, because if they're saying, oh, the Civil War because of this, the Civil War because of this, and these are all Civil War veterans, and they were moved in the Civil War, and we find out these were the people of the Great Migration, you have a huge, this is the source of the issue. And this is 1899?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The the towns that were here in Florida were great towns. You know, you have the example of Rosewood that, you know, all your class knows about.
Yes.
But there were many, many, many towns. Like the map of Oklahoma that you showed us the other day with the many, many towns.
Yes.
It was the same in Florida, and Florida was supposed to be swampland that had nothing. And the story doesn't fit. I mean, they had post offices. And their story is, oh, the lumber ran out, so we just, you know, left the town.
Right.
The orange field froze, so we just left the town.
Right.
And these remnants of these towns in the state forest, state park, but they have the state park so big that you have to hike way, way into the middle of them.
Right.
To find the remnants of the towns. My heart just cries out, I want to go for a hike, but I know that my work is right here learning to speak about the Holocaust of the American Negro Royals. These were royal people. There's castles all over Florida that they say were built in 1901.
Right.
The Civilian Conservation Corps was before they say it was, because it was the Boy Scouts, it was the Girl Guides,
That's
it
right.
was the invaders.
That's right.
And they were here, and they kept the camps. They call them, Lake Strickland Park. They just kept the camps. The buildings that they built are still here.
Right.
But they took away the castles and moved the castles. One of the biggest businesses was house movers. They moved the castles through limestone by limestone.
Of course.
Yes, sir. And it's just the fact that the proof is still here. It's only showing that God's at work in this, revealing God's with us. We're no longer to be left in the dark about why doesn't this fit? Why doesn't this fit? Well, it's because we've been brainwashed by the Rockefeller Institute. The Carnegie Institute gave the invaders their education, but we were given Rockefeller's story. And they were the robber barons. I'm going to let you go and turn the page.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
For your time. So, let me get to what's important is the video I have for the family. Thank you, Deb, for your great work. And of course, always coming through. Let me get to what I got the class here for today. Bring out your notebook, your notepad. Make sure you're paying attention, because this is a doozy. This is going to bring you up to the World's Fair and the reasoning behind the Great Migration.
Beginning in 1915, blacks undertook the largest single migration of any ethnic group in our country's history. Chicago became one of the largest recipients in what has become known as the Great Migration. The people, the customs, and the culture of the migrants have had a tremendous impact in shaping the city of Chicago as what we know it today. The seeds of the Great Migration were planted nearly a century ago when Chicago hosted the Columbian Exposition in 1893.
There had been a constant migration, a trickle, ever since the city was formed in the 19th century, early 19th century, township status 1833, city status 1837, but the spark occurred with the Columbian Exposition, a real pull factor for people who wanted to take advantage of the opportunities of a major metropolis.
This migration apparently didn't attract the working class.
Yeah, the working class came very slowly. The problem for the working class was that Chicago's industry was shut off to blacks.
Before World War I, when Chicago industrialists wanted to hire workers, they looked to European immigrants. They believed that blacks were incapable of doing industrial work. It was an honest belief that they held. Industrialists and most other Americans at that time saw the world in terms of races and racial capabilities. So there was the Italian race and the Slavic race and the Jewish race. And industrial managers believed that each race had its own peculiar capabilities, and that the black race did not have any capabilities which were appropriate to industrial work. So the only time they hired blacks were when they needed strike breakers, and then immediately after the strike they would be fired.
At the turn of the century, 2/3 of the country's Afro-Americans lived in the rural South. Few blacks owned their own land. Most worked under some form of the sharecropping system, where landlords would front supplies and living expenses in return for a portion of the crops at harvest time. For most sharecroppers, like Erling Lindsay's father in Fitchwood, Alabama, the crops never seemed to cover expenses.
And didn't care what he made, he never got out of debt. He always owed something at the end of the year.
Cotton was an important crop throughout the South. Its 7-month growing season culminated in the scorching months of August and September.
Have you ever had to work in the field from sunup to sundown, and you see a spot in a cloud in the sky and pray that it rains so you can get some rest? My aspiration was, regardless of what it took, that I didn't have to chop cotton, pick cotton, harvest corn, or anything else anymore. I was willing to take that chance. And I think that's what I was just tired.
Cotton plants grow about waist high. Picking cotton by hand requires bending over or crawling on hands and knees. The sacks each picker carried for the collected cotton often weighed as much as 200 pounds by the end of the day.
I'd get on my knees sometime and pick, crawl on your knees. You had knee pads on. Crawl on your knees. I'd get 2 rows.
During the early decades of this century, most sharecroppers lived on the land they farmed. Few could afford to travel, which limited their communication with the rest of the world.
When you was used to such work as that, it was great. You knew no better. About 70 miles south of Memphis, Clarksdale, Mississippi sits right in the heart of the Mississippi Delta. The rich topsoil and warm climate in this area have always been well suited for growing cotton. Like the rest of the South, Clarksdale segregated its black and white citizens through the early 70s. Like most towns in the Mississippi Delta and throughout the South, blatant signs of segregation disappeared around Clarksdale when federal law mandated it some 2 decades ago. For the first half of this century, separate but equal was the official law. But each town devised their own interpretation. When do you recall that you were first aware that racism existed?
The first time, I believe, was when my father bought some hunting dogs, because that was the part of the way that we ate and we lived from him hunting. And he bought some hunting dogs, and these white folks wanted to buy his dogs. And he wouldn't sell them his dogs, and they come along and poison the dogs. And I think that just had a great impact on me as to how far white folks would go to keep control over black folks' lives.
How much did segregation in the South impact your life?
We had separate schools, no school bus. We had to walk to 6 miles while the white school bus picked the kids up and sometimes chase us off the road. We could not walk through the middle of the town to go up on the hill, what they call Baptist Hill, to go to Hale County Training School. We had to walk in the back where they didn't even have sidewalks or nothing. And can you imagine walking in that red mud? Going up, had to go up the back of town in order to go to Baptist Hill, and then we had to walk those 6 miles back home. And I think that's when you really felt and knew the difference. And if you went into a store somewhere, you tried to make a telephone call, and unless you said yes ma'am and no ma'am, they would not wait on you.
During the years between World War I and World War II, talk about a better life began to trickle through the South. The Promised Land up north offered more opportunity than they had in the South.
You can't separate segregation from sharecropping, from people not having any rights within the legal system, from the threat of violence. These are all part of a social fabric in the South. And what people perceived was that this was a social fabric that did not permit them any opportunity to become all that they could be, to use a more contemporary phrase. And they perceived that in the North, industrial work opened up the possibilities to full citizenship because of the availability of this kind of work, which had higher wages, but also because they could send their children to school, to better schools than they could in the South, to schools that were open longer. They could vote. They could walk into a store and try on a hat.
On October the 2nd, 1944, in this field just outside Clarksdale, Mississippi, a few thousand people gathered for an event that would dramatically impact Chicago, 600 miles to the north. The unveiling of the mechanical cotton picker would eventually idle thousands of black workers and accelerate their exodus to Chicago. In the early 1940s, two brothers owned and managed a 4,000-acre plantation 2 miles south of Clarksdale, Mississippi. One of those brothers, Howell Hobson, had been working with the Chicago-based International Harvester Company for 15 years, developing and testing various designs for a machine that could pick cotton. Roosevelt Hill, who was born and raised on the Hobson farm, drove many of the early prototypes.
The first picker would go down through the field. It didn't pick as good as you would take a stick just knocking it out. But on in terms that they would write up their report, what they need to improvement, go back this fall, come back the next fall with something else.
Once perfected, the cost of picking cotton dropped from $42 per bale for hand picking to around $5 per bale with a mechanical cotton picker. Though this mechanized farming didn't become universal until the 1950s, for those blacks who relied on cotton for a living, the handwriting was on the wall. Blues musician Johnny Billington grew up in rural Mississippi and earned extra income working the cotton fields.
Yeah, it was a lot of people that was talking about it, although I was real young, but they realized that if it did work, then it would eliminate a whole lot of jobs for people in the South.
Sharecroppers worked their tails off. They weren't people with a bad work ethic. These were people who knew how to work. They were accustomed to working. If you didn't work, you didn't eat. These simply were not people accustomed to handouts, and they came to Chicago, they came to work. They came here to work in packing houses. They came here to work in steel mills. And this continues right through World War II. When people came here during World War II, they came here for those jobs. It does change to some extent with the mechanical cotton picker. What the mechanical cotton picker does is it creates refugees. The migrants that I'm talking about are not refugees. They're a selected population. They're people who make a decision that things are better there than they are here. With the cotton picker, you get refugees. You get people who are thrown off the land, people who no longer can survive.
Because they don't have an inheritance. Press one, and when you don't have an inheritance, you don't have nothing to fight for. I'm fighting for the entire inheritance. Not anything specific, not a mansion, not a house, not an automobile. Not nothing. Not your support. I'm not begging you. I'm doing this for a whole different reason. Shout out to the people who support me out the generosity of their heart, because they function and they can see They've been rocking with me this whole time and had no alternative motives other than it's YouTube. Let me support my YouTuber. So shout out to y'all. But do you understand what this man is saying? This is what's important to me. My inheritance. This is bigger than a mansion, a record deal, an offer of opportunity some damn where. This is our inheritance as a nation. Thrown off the land, made refugee, live and direct. Made refugee, live and direct. See? There's no inheritance because your inheritance is now mine. We need this for the immigrant population war tactic that's on the way. I mean, who's going to live in these homes on top of this beautiful land and oil and resources that we got? Who's going to pay the rent?
Like scores of other blacks in Clarksdale and around the Mississippi Delta, Ruby Haynes contemplated a move north during the 40s.
A lot of friends of mine I know started leaving here in 39, 38, 39, 40, 41, 43. People would just start leaving, you know. So it'd take me a long time to make up my mind to go there.
Why did you want to move to Chicago?
I think when they started getting the cotton pickers in for the plantation, because most of the people, that's how they would make their living. Most of the way to go pick cotton and chop cotton. But when they started getting those machines in, it cut out all the people. They didn't have no kind of work to do. People that wasn't able to work in a laundry or at a white person house or something like that. That was just the way they lived, and they just left to go find better jobs.
Education in the rural South often meant one room with a part-time teacher and a school schedule that revolved around farming chores. As a young child, Benny Mae Tillman showed signs of being an exceptional student, but her parents didn't feel their school in rural Arkansas could provide the challenge she needed.
I remember my schooling because just before I left, I had received this double from 3rd to 4th grade. And that's one of the things that influenced my father and mother to want to come to Chicago, because my teachers had told them that I had possibilities and they wanted to give me the best opportunity possible. And some of their friends had come north and told them that it was a great place to be.
In addition to the educational opportunities in the north, Benny Mae Tillman's father was able to find a better job to support their 9 children. Chicago's black population grew from 2% of the total in 1910 to over 50% of the entire city's population today. The largest influx of blacks into Chicago occurred after World War II.
The cotton picker started running off the production lines of International Harvester in 1944, late 1944. That basically caused a lot of field hands to be thrown out of work, and then at the same time, Chicago and cities like Chicago were just booming with jobs. You could get to Chicago from Mississippi and get a job overnight, or faster than overnight, unskilled, and making 4 times what you had been making in Mississippi.
The pull factor was the factor of economic opportunity. There was also an accompanying push factor. People were being killed and beaten and always intimidated in the South. In addition, those who were very assertive had to watch what they said in the South, were denied the right to vote, had no freedom of opportunity in regard to education for their children or themselves. So that push factor added to that particular factor of pull, economic opportunities, really explains why so many came and why so many stayed.
Without knowledge of the opportunities that existed in Chicago, the migration would have never happened. We'll look at how Southern blacks learned about the Promised Land when we return. Remnants of the old sharecroppers' quarters could still be found throughout the South. Often families of 10 or more lived in crowded one-room cabins like these. No wonder then that when word filtered down about a better life in Chicago, it opened up the floodgates of migration to the promised land on the shores of Lake Michigan. Prior to World War I, European immigrants made up the labor force for Chicago industry. Many of these factory workers went to war in 1914, leaving a void in the factories. Industrialists looked south for a new source of unskilled labor.
For a very short period, the U.S. government was in the South encouraging blacks to come north to work to fill these slots in industry, meat packing, steel, what have you, that were open and necessary to the war effort, providing war material to the warring allies. Big companies went south. Sometimes they even took tickets with them. Sometimes they took railroad cars, and brought workers back with them.
During the war, some companies sent professional labor agents into the South to recruit workers for the factories.
This did not last very long. It did last long for cities other than Chicago. If you were an industrialist in Milwaukee or in Beloit or in Rockford and you wanted to hire black workers and recruit them in the South, you had to send a labor agent, because who in Mississippi had ever heard of Rockford? Very quickly, though, Chicago industrialists didn't need to send labor agents. The process really began to feed on itself as people sent back they would come to Chicago, they'd send back letters, they'd go back and visit. If you come up to Chicago, you're not going to go back and visit until you've made it. The people who haven't made it aren't going to go back and show people what failures they are. The people who go back are the ones who come up, do well, buy some nice clothes, go back wearing those nice clothes with presents for everybody. That's an advertisement for the city.
A newspaper, the Chicago Defender, also played a major role in spreading the word about Chicago's virtues. Robert Abbott, the paper's founder and owner, migrated to Chicago from Savannah, Georgia, during the Columbian Exposition in the 1890s. He founded the Defender in 1905, and it reflected his deep concern for injustices toward Afro-Americans in the North and South.
The Chicago Defender had a platform, a nine-point platform at its inception, and one of those was that race prejudice must be destroyed in the United States of America. So in that process, racial discrimination for the disenfranchised, if you will, was rampant in the South, and not so much in the
And this is how they won the Civil War, which was civil right, which was the Civil War. This is why. Removal of you on the land, like Martin Luther King say, you may have walked right into a burning house, a Trojan horse, a setup. They may have just stolen our position. They just switched places with us. While the world was in turmoil, while the black community was in turmoil over multiple things. You end up fighting for their right, and your struggle became their right. Now it's intertwined in your mentality where you thinking you fighting for black independence and civil right when you're actually fighting for the Roman guard to be over you, the Bavarian ideological subversion. Without God, what will you be? What will God people be? Disoriented. Pop Smoke. Flash grenade, champion. Without God, where are you? Without the law, without the republic, without George. Shit. You'd be a slave like you are now. 40-hour work weeks put on by Ford, who was actually Tesla and all these other fucking people who came up with a power source, was you. The power is you. And you so retarded, you fighting for the corporation. You fighting for all the things that's on top of you to destroy you because it's intertwined in your civil right. Well, what if I told you you had no civil right? There is no civil right over the right to remain silent. Shit. Women's your right at a supreme level. Fucking amended, fixed conception, some idea by a foreigner who don't came over here and set forth a Aryan white supremacist agenda of the old, a caste society, an East Indian caste society, where the poor just eat with rats and shit, and the whole communistic legion of an idea. This is the grand beast the Bible speak of. This is what you've been in. They had the reset was you. You get your ass off that land. So when the Tatarians and the barbarians finished disputing who were what, and we're happy to the last, and here we are. Black in law. So who made us black in law? And that's the answer, is Walter Plecker, in association with Marcus Garvey and many other people who was sent here to be ideologically subvert black folk which were in a dire situation that whole decade, that whole fucking 100 years span from everything Sarah waged war in the Carolinas. Had a whole base right off the goddamn docks at Ellis Island. Y'all let the victors tell the war, oh yeah, we just stumbled upon this place. We ain't got nothing. You got to think for yourself. You can't let because you're a POW born into bondage, you can't let your authoritative figure keep an illegal rule over you. You don't even need a weapon. You just need to know and understand law and understand the republic. Then you won't have a dead corporation. You will realize it's illegal for it to even talk. The dead corporation don't even talk. A dead corporation is to rule over dead people. Don't you get it? As long as you keep calling yourself dead legally in law as a collective nation, you will remain in that adolescent, incompetent mindset. Is this internet not showing you anything else? Let's keep it going.
In those times. So Mr. Abbott used the Chicago Defender. The Chicago Defender is known as a beacon. In that process, we were able to have our paper address those issues of the disenfranchised that were not only in the South, but also in the North, and to tell them they could come to Chicago relative to for less racial discrimination and better employment opportunity.
Told
Abbott
you.
had a tremendous...
Wow. And why they not talking about Mr. Gillespie in Chicago? Why? What were we talking about here? Let's go.
I think, for his constituency.
Now, wait a minute. Is this Mr. Abbott B from Texas sent me? Wait a minute, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Press 1. This is what I think Marcus Garvey was. A thief. Press 1. Here we go. Now we talking about Mr. Abbott, my good buddy and trusted advisor. We got him. We kicking y'all Pan-American asses. Pan-African. You guys going to prison. Now watch this. Now I'm going to show y'all something. We talking about Mr. Abbott, right? He look oddly familiar. He looks like an odd fellow. Press 1. When I tell y'all to take y'all notes, this the shit I'll be talking about. Do y'all notes, bro. Oh, my goodness. And this guy here. Not just Walter Plecker. All these people played a part. And he was convincing, now we got a subject. He was convincing black folk to come on up there. It's popping, man. We living good. And I bet you that's the betrayer right there. Mr. Abbott. A.K.A. Robert Stock Abbott. A Bavarian black man. That's all. Look. The real Adolf Hitler mustache. Hold up.
Not like this.
Hold up, whoa.
Not like this.
It better not. It better not be. the world's first. Oh. Shit, this gonna hurt a little bit. Oh, Bocat. Bocat, the real one, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all when we started this exposition of 2024, this is gonna be a journey. It's going, who the fuck is this guy that's convincing all the niggas to go up north so that the vagrant setup off the train to be ready? Y'all, you see the play? Nigga, that bet not be the nigga who sold you Africa. That bet, nigga, that bet not be the other side of goddamn, you know who. Remember he was in that black and white picture. We couldn't see his face. He was facing a Russian guard or a Bavarian guard, Buffalo Soldier Bavarian, and we couldn't see his face, but we was like, yeah, that's that nigga. That's that nigga, bruh. Oh, Haitian 5'1.5", 4'8", Napoleon genocidal piece of French Legion shit. Dr. Umar Johnson recruit. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Damn. Oh my goodness, we doing y'all dirty. This is wild. Let's get back to it.
For example, Abbott was the first one to recognize the marketing power of Pullman porters and African-American entertainers.
I told you that's Marcus Garvey. Nah, I told you. We need more black entertainers and people. Remember that about Marcus Garvey? Remember that? That's him, bro.
And to tell them they can come to Chicago relative to for
fucking
less
Jay-Z and
racial
them fucking
discrimination
role
and
model.
better employment opportunities.
Judas.
Abbott had a tremendous feel, I think, for his constituency.
They gave him a new
For
name.
example, Abbott was the first one to recognize the marketing power of Pullman porters and African-American entertainers. And this was in the early teens when the paper really began to do well. What Abbott did was he started a special column for Pullman porters. And on the editorial page, he also talked about how they were underpaid. He also was one of the first to start special pages for entertainers. And what he got in return...
So he's a black wobbly. Press one, he's a wobbly. He's starting a piece in the propaganda and starting workforce, get rid of a minimum wage type shit when they went to go work for Ford for minimum wage. So it wasn't about a low wage or minimum wage, or that protects the citizen who's willing to accept a contract or job. Okay, there's just a minimum requirement is 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever your field is. You know, whatever you accept out here in this world. But he's already, you can see the functions of starting labor. So he's going to be a black labor worker, but on the other hand, he's a black liberator. Let's go up north and free the blacks and get on this train and get on this plane and let's go fight for the, you see the genocide collusion? You see the ideologically subverted collusion tactics by the Bavarian Guard? Press one. KevRow out here doing major damage. B from Texas. Man, this is great work, sir. Talk to me, King.
Kev,
yes,
man. Hey, man. man, they play different roles, and we got them, Coach. We got it. Now, we got Marcus Garvey.
Yes, sir.
And we got this guy, Abbott.
Yes.
Abbott, he came up with a newspaper, the Chicago Defender.
There it is.
And that's how they was doing it, advertising to our people come up north. And he even got
remember our boys getting on them trains to go where? Up north to work. Who was teaching them that it was okay? Sir. Abbott.
Abbott.
Yes, and who else with the Underground Railroad? They said the woman, whoever.
They try to say Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, but it's really Abbott. See, Abbott is the black Adolf Hitler, and Abbott is also highly resembles the one who claims to be the first socialist and wasn't getting enough credit, which was who, B?
Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey. What a coinky dink. What a predicament.
And I'm looking like, all right, he's a German. Abbott is a German. I want to read it.
Oh, he's a German, so we was right about Marcus Garvey.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
We right, you guys. Give ourselves a round of applause and thank y'all for sitting through all of my theories that have become now fact. Press one. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I sent you an excerpt where I got him on a picture with a bunch of other black people.
Oh my goodness, you got him, bro. What the fuck? We got him, bro. We know all they roles. So me, you, Said, Taj, Amanda, for his glory, Shiva, all of us that was really studying all the different characters and things that was going on, we're absolutely right. And they're all of Gottingen, like my man Taj brought up. University and all of these different things. This is I'm gonna bring these photos up, but this is excellent, brother. This is a beautiful find. Go ahead.
All right. It's short. I'm gonna read it. It says scene stats. All right, his name is Robert S. Abbott. Don't know where the Abbott name come from.
Abbott and Costello.
His real name.
Abbott and Costello. Remember a comedy skit that you didn't know what they were saying, who's on first, that they on second, and who's on. Go and do your research. It's a play where the identities are being switched. If you don't stay with it, there's a switcherooski going on. You know, and I never could understood the jokes behind Abbott and Costello. I found it very cool, but at the same time, it's like, where they get this shit from? Like, what does this all mean? And now I'm beginning to understand. If you don't know, you just don't know. You know?
They playing the role.
Yes.
Playing roles. The roles, different acts. For real, the aliases.
So,
all right.
So who are all these different Russian and Turks and communistic viewpoint? This is the German Guard. Look, with a black man in the front.
Yup. Now they got this picture comes from Special Collection and University Archives of University of Massachusetts Amherst Libraries. Okay. And it's in the excerpt, it's talking about how his background. All right, it says Sing Stack's background held surprises, meaning Robert Sing Stack Abbott. All right, he was in fact a Savannah native, meaning they saying he was born in Georgia, but okay, his father Herman was a German immigrant merchant. So there it is. Now they talking about his mom. His mom was Tama. They saying was enslaved and purchased off the auction block and freed by her future husband. All right, married in 1847. They sent their children to be raised in Germany. So this man was raised in Germany. They saying he was born in Savannah, but he was raised in Germany. So he's a German. He's Bulgarian. Raised Bulgarian. All right.
Damn.
So that part right there, just that simple part, you know, gave me a lot of insight. I'm like, wow, bro. That picture a little far away, but I'm not looking at the screen right now, but I sent you another one where I put a red star over his head to identify him in this group. I'm not getting away. We gonna identify you, sir. For
He
real.
said I put a red star over his head. All right, and that picture
Yeah.
was what again?
This is a picture from the University of Massachusetts Amherst Library. They were having some kind of meeting, but you can see the
That's
these
Noble
are
Jew
foreign
Ali, bro.
uniforms.
That's how
Man,
Noble
I
Jew
see,
Ali look, bro. That's
which
all
one?
of them. Miller. I mean,
Yeah, I think I see E.W. Du Bois over to the right,
bro.
standing right next to
Bro.
the dude with the guard, right in the front
This
row.
is hilarious. They saw
Got
that,
him.
that right there with a little Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, my stomach hurt.
So just like you said, you was telling people like, man, these people are German, and just because they dark skinned, people don't want to believe it. But
And I'm up here saying,
that's
how
it.
did y'all become black Nazis? Then I put up all these dudes like, wait, Marcus Garvey then was a Nazi. It's like, oh,
he said he was the
shit.
first fascist.
He said he was the what?
Like, he's saying it. Like, hey, I'm the first fascist. Y'all talking about all these people, we did it first.
Why y'all ain't talk about me?
If he raised that and stuff, he did it first. For real. He was the chief. Look over to, all right, you see him with, all right, I'm looking at the screen.
Oh,
go over to your right a little bit, too. You got him. He right there. That's him. That's him. Without a doubt.
Wow.
All right. You see the dude that's cut off at the bottom? I think that's E.W. Du Bois.
It probably is, or Thurgood Marshall or one of these motherfuckers. But look, bro.
So, I'm looking at the uniforms. Those not American uniforms the other guys wearing.
Sure ain't.
That's not American. So I'm like,
at this time, you supposed to be in World War One.
Exactly. What you doing over here, bro? These boys with these boots on, with these knee highs.
Ooh,
yeah.
They just put all the black people on trains and helped the Nazis genocide African Americans, bro. And that's what I'm sticking with, bro. Oh,
Final answer.
My goodness, bro. Black Nazis and Germans, just like I said.
Yes, sir. And I'm just like, wow, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
I was looking at that. Then I was looking at the advertising that he was doing. He even put it, all right, since this is newspaper, I sent you a clip of the newspaper. And just the title alone and the way he's standing with the black youth right there, and it says, the mouthpiece of 14 million people.
Oh, I'm finna put that. How many did we? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I'm looking at them numbers, too, kid.
Bro.
I'm like, oh, yeah, they was getting down.
Bro. I'm having a heart convulsion. Oh, my stomach hurt. Chat room, press 1. Oh, my goodness. The Black Holocaust continues. I see it. I was trying to tell y'all, this is Sweeps Week. Make sure y'all support this broadcast. You know, it says freedom of speech. Of course, this is excellent, Jam. Let me see this here. 14 million people, huh?
14 million. I'm like, wow, bro. I sent you another advertisement where it said 2 million needed. But the one with 14 million, he in the front page is like, I'm the man.
I brought like a Harvey Weinstein, like, nigga, I brought 14 million of them. Press 1.
That's wild, bro.
What?
That is wild, yo.
What?
This dude is a character that needs to be talked about, and they never talk about. I never heard of this dude like that.
They don't want us
You
to,
know?
because if we see him, we gonna peep game and say, "Wait a minute, these are African
Or if you don't
American.
get your
This is
hey,
crazy."
look, Barbie head, doppelganger, or this his role, like that. What do you say?
Yeah, multiple roles in one life. That's how it
in
works.
one life. Now,
Yeah, you get them in
yes,
between certain ages, but you get them and then you backdate the role. So remember what I said? We roll in backwards to see the perception that's in front of us. So we're going back in
right.
time. We're encountering the characters and we seeing them in multiple roles in front of us. Well, that's what the role is all about.
And Kev, this
is like a younger Garvey.
like,
This is a younger Garvey. And then he plays the role like he's, oh, we sending African Americans to war and then helping Africa, then all this. But the younger Garvey got 14 million people type shit. You understand? Because I watched the man. It's all propaganda in time.
yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
And they
go ahead.
To be honest, like him and Garvey is
So they'll put the older
like,
version
they play
first.
both sides.
They'll put the older version first.
Right, and they around the same time. I got something else with both of them. They talking about both of them. I'm about to read it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull it up. All right. Before I read it, I'm gonna send you.
That means Africa and Germany united. This is their shit, bro.
And the whole legion. It's the whole legion, kid. They all played their role. All right, I'm gonna read this excerpt talking about what led me here was, of course, Abbott. Then when I seen they was talking about Marcus Garvey too, I'm like, okay. And all right, they even mentioned it's talking about Chicago and the different things. Okay, mentioned Booker T. Washington too. All these people, they play a role. Okay. It's a long excerpt, but I'm gonna get to the main point. All right. Garvey. All right. It says, let us return to Garvey. It says, by the time that Booker T. Washington's death in 1915, Garvey had learned from Washington the idols of economic solidarity, self-sufficient educational development, and racial conscious pride. Garvey originally came to New York, they saying, in 1916 to raise money for a school in Jamaica that would be modeled on Washington's Tuskegee Institute. Meanwhile, Garvey used the methods of Booker T. Washington's Tuskegee to uplift darker people of the world and place Tuskegee in the frameworks for a more radical form of Pan-American and Black nationalism.
Right.
All right, here we go. Garvey came to Chicago only once, in the fall of 1919, to promote his dream of a Black utopia on the continent of Africa and galvanize the community with his message of racial independence. The purpose of Garvey's visit was to sell shares of stock in his new project, the Black Star Line steamship company, and to verbally, look here, Kill, here, this is where it get tricky. It says he came to sell shares of stock of his new project, the Black Star Steamship Company, and to verbally attack Robert Abbott, founder of the Chicago Defender.
So he was an alter ego of the same person.
Yes, sir. You playing the game, bro. Like,
so
you came once.
Like he said, they needed the stars. One Abbott said he needed the star. So he needed more stars.
Sir.
Marcus Garvey said he needed the star line. What do McMill and them do? Start the Black Star Line. Get on the star line. Did those people ever come back? No. Hellfighters never came back, bro.
They came back.
Them
And
people in
I'm looking like
Iberia
this.
and all that, they let the Africans genocide them, kill them. And then the
Yes,
Africans
sir.
became Iberia, which was sister city to American. Now they have liberation.
Yup.
See?
That's
Go ahead.
man. Yeah, I'm looking like they playing both sides with these characters. It's like, this is crazy. So we're gonna get you one way or the other type of deal. If you more of a, you thinking that Garvey is too radical, then we got Abbott for you. So I'm like, this is wild. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Yeah, he came to promote stocks in his new project, the Black Star Line Steamship Company, and to verbally attack Robert Abbott, founder of the Chicago Defender, who had criticized Garvey in the newspaper in a public address. However, Garvey was not given the chance to make the speech, as he was arrested in front of his audience on charges of violating Illinois' blue sky law, which regulated the sales of stocks and bonds based on evidence given by a black private investigator in Abbott's employ. He was fined $100 and costs, but finally his company was licensed to do business under the law of Illinois on October 22nd, 1919. Unfortunately, Garvey never returned to Chicago after his release. Furthermore, Abbott intensified his animosity towards Garvey by indicating that he was ready to cooperate with the FBI office on all investigations pertaining to Negro radical activities. Now, just that part, Kel, that Garvey came to Chicago one time, didn't make a speech, was arrested. Then we got Abbott saying that he ready to cooperate. This is like, I can see the role playing. Like, man, it's you both of them.
Right.
To me, you know?
Right. It's the counter balance.
Right. So if I'm too radical, I can't get away with the radicalism. I'm gonna be this other character and get you this way in this arena. All right. Now he not supposed to be radical, but I'm gonna read this about Abbott because I found out something else about Abbott. This is in Chicago. Before I read this, I'm gonna send this to you real quick because it's important. This is very important. Yeah, Kev, this is wild. Like the links that was taken to get our people to genocide our people, just straight up. Boom. This picture right here.
It's a guaranteed genocide.
Guaranteed. And then everything that you said, the Legion, starting with the Bavarians,
Right.
and then 50 nations.
Right. 50
all of these people.
nations. Africans, Arabs by way of Germany, the right. But it wasn't Germany. It's Turk, Russian, American Legion. What hat is this? What clothes is this?
Exactly.
These are Islamic people. All of them are under Islam.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And the Order of the Black Sun.
In the Order of the Black Sun, which is the crucifixion of the Messiah and to kill him.
Yes, sir.
It's the destruction of the black family, the nuclear holocaust of the black family, bro. And they use blackface to do so.
Man, and that's something else. Like, these people are straight up characters. Like, when I look at them now, I'm like, wow, bro, look at this. All right. I'm about to resend this picture because I put another star over his head where we can identify some of these older pictures. Boom, got it.
Let me see.
And then they even mention his name This can't be denied. This is not no lie. It's not made up. This is the reality. Straight reality.
I can't believe it. And Marcus Garvey, I see him in his attire, look like he graduated in high school, but it's really just German crosses, iron crosses.
Yup. Straight red cross style. Yes, sir.
So what about this picture I'm looking at here? What is that? The Interracial Peace Society.
Yes, sir. I'm about to. Well, I'll read. What they got on there. I'm gonna go ahead and identify him.
Okay.
Okay. It says the Interracial Peace Society held its initial meeting Wednesday evening at was it 2932 State Street. It says it opened with representatives of Japan.
Huh? Wow.
All right, and it says representatives of Japan and East India.
Told you, didn't I just say East Indian?
Yep,
Huh?
that's them.
I just told you, those are Hindus, the people who in the liquor stores, all of them, they people, bro. This is, bro.
Yes, sir.
And this got to be a part of the Interracial Peace Society. This is the League of Nations. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Not like this.
Got him. We got him.
Not like this.
Yes, sir. Straight got him, Kev. Yeah.
His phone hung up. God bless America. See how my brain just did that? I can't do my job when I'm distracted by people. Let me tell this world something. I am here to do a job for the people of God. Period. I'm here to be a servant to nothing. I'm here to be caught up in the whirlwind of wonderland of other people's minds and thoughts of the time that's allocated to me by God. It's just deep. And this is deeper and more important than any individual. Hit that like button and subscribe. A lot of people come around KevRow. They gonna run my program and system the way they think they know how to control KevRow. Listen, if you're not a child of God,
unknown caller.
If you ain't a child of God, a Christ-believing person who looking for redemption in America, I am not for you. From Arabs to Muslims to different things that's out in the world, I am here for a specific group of people. Not just any old body living a regular, whatever life y'all think y'all got lined up for a brother like Mr. Gillespie. Y'all better start asking yourself if you amount up to enough to be around Mr. Gillespie. I run programs and I'm headed somewhere, right, B? People don't even know.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm trying to better my life. And press one, hold up. I'm trying to better my life and I'm trying to better, hold up, let this system come on. I'm trying to better my life, man, and I'm thinking about starting a church, man. I got a church of truth, of history, science, and biblical account of our struggle. Not a Hebrew Israelite.
That ain't gonna get it, because all these people was the ones behind that.
And we uncovering some of the most brilliant work and talking about this work. And a lot of people really think and thought, that they can run my program by controlling Mr. Gillespie. That's not happening. I'm on God's time, on perfect time, on my time. And anybody,
Yes,
I got the patience of a tortoise. Ain't nobody running laps around me. Ain't nobody doing none of this
you out
stuff.
their jurisdiction.
Yes,
Straight up.
sir.
Straight up. They
Yes.
better remember.
And people don't
They have no
realize that.
jurisdiction.
People didn't realize that. They think I'm the gullible guy. Like I'm looking for riches, money, fame, something like that. My purpose is something else. And people will expose themselves for not even recognizing that part about me. I'm not here to be some basic Pookie and Ray Ray play tool for just anybody in this goddamn world and be a friend to anybody. Not to be controlled by anybody or anything because, you know, like Terrence Howard say, 1 times 1 is 2. God damn it in y'all world.
Straight up. It was saying 1 is 2.
Man, I mean, if you think that the world is operating on y'all time, then feel free. I said 0 point. It's big G, gravity point. You ain't never met a nigga like that. Yes, you can call me big-headed and egotistical. Yes, in my world revolves around me. That's why I'm right here. Press 1. Nothing else. I'm not in a rush to go nowhere, do nothing, become part of, be misled, misdirected, confused, live in the bubble box that you see every other black man around you living in. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. This is the wall. My life doesn't revolve and evolve around you. You can learn that with Rico, with Big Head Brittany. Just think they can buy your love or buy your channel or spin it and direct it. Cut. No money is good enough for me. Because where I'm going and what I'm doing, you may not be going. You may, and that'll come with time. You may not be going. I'm not here to hold on to people that's not going with me. You feel me, B?
Hey, everybody can't go. You said it from the beginning. Straight up.
And that's not my fault because people ain't paying attention to what I'm saying. I'm in the Word of God. I'm in my history. I'm sharpening my tool. You want my motherfucking attention? That's what you better get to. Nigga. My path is already set. And anybody thinking they control this brother sitting on the screen, you don't mislead yourself. I'm not at the time. I'll be older than shit if I was on everybody else's time. I had the same problem. I don't got no problems in this world. I can fly and do whatever I want to. Everything that I do is always taken care of in due time. I always at the right time because my time is the most valuable to me. And that's what I tell people all the time. All the men of God, you better reclaim your time. For you be doing time for the city and state. Or some old control mechanism out there that want your valuable time. You better get in the Word of God, the law, and see it all from this grand eye view. And anybody not seeing it there ain't on your level. They thinking they on my level. I'm talking about quantum physics. I don't jump way over here. Where we at? What we talking about? Where's St. Thomas?
About the great genocide now.
What a black genocide.
Ain't covered that.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Africa? What about the characters being played between Abbott and Costello over here with the black genocide? What about that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are the people that they uphold.
That's right.
Now we can see.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So expect problems. I'm expecting disruption. It's supposed to be disruption. The electric magnetic grid is what it is. Every time I get on this motherfucking level, motherfucking destruction. People start coming out the woodwork with all type of things. They got me in problem. I'm not in no problem. I'm causing destruction to the electric magnetic grid.
Straight up.
You motherfucker. Right now, at this moment in my life, if you're not on what I'm on, I don't know what to say. It's called ascension. Press one. It's called raising from the dead. You want to cling on to Judah, but what are you two going to do about the coming of the Lord, though? All those who be thinking they got power over individuals, what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
They gonna run, duck, and hide. Oh no, for real.
What you gonna do? I'm not impressed with looks, money, fame, contracts, nothing. I'm here for redemption of the Afro-American people who was misclassified and inheritance stolen. That's what I'm on earth to do. Talk about fucking Anunnaki. You miss one then. Not to be caught up in the whirlwind of relationships. Actually, I got a show coming up on Coffee and Kush TV where I make fun of them. Not to be caught up in worldly relationships. There's who people gonna be with me. I'll find it at the end of this journey and race. You ain't never had a nigga like that. I'll figure it out at the end. I'll see if you with me. I'll prove a fucking point while I'm here. I've been on earth being a good person my whole life, and I ain't gonna stop. But I tell you what, you feel me, Tracy? I'll see. Y'all must not know my father is. I'll see if you with me. Yeah. That sound good, like little OMB Peasy say. I'll see if you don't lie to me. You're not gonna ride for me, okay? You want to use me. You want to control this, brother. And hold up, slow down. Where you going? Can I be a part of? If you blessed enough, not to fall off your damn self, because I'm going. My destination right here. I'm going, champion. We go to all 10 toes down, alone or not. I'm not. You ain't ready for that, because other brothers ain't going. So I'm not losing nothing in this world. A friend, a girlfriend, a nothing, a teacher, nothing. You losing the best nigga ever, though. The best friend you ever had, though. So it don't matter to me. See you at the finish line, champion. You feel me, Bo Cat? See you at the finish line. Because I'm not playing. Every time I get to the most important stuff in my life that's critical, here y'all come.
Got more distraction.
This is, but little do y'all know, this my money right here. This my currency. Finding out with this star over this nigga head right here. This $1 million to me. This is where I get my power from, the truth. Press one. The truth being exposed. That's the shit keep motherfuckers up on conspiracy theories for years and years and years. Truth. And trying to get to it. But I got to my personal truth. Like Martin Luther King say, it don't matter with me now, because I don't damn seen the promised land, and I seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, champ. It don't matter, champ. I got B, nigga, that's like Drake to me, and I got Barbie too, nigga. I got all type of folks and changed their heart from whatever they believed in and got that much more faith in God. The God I believe in. Not any old God. The God that got me shit talking and big clouting on the internet when I can be doing anything else. Rolling big blunts. Exposing big truth. So as I told the people of the past, leave. So what? God is good to me all the time. I just want y'all to know that. What up with it, B?
Sir. Hey, you ain't telling no lies, Kill. It's the truth. They can't deny it. They gonna have to come back and say Kill was right.
No, it's too late.
Hey,
It's too late. People don't.
for real.
Bro, I'm at the finish line. People don't jumped off a week ago,
Right.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. We right here. I told you this was
For
it.
real.
I told you they all worked in collusion. I just blurted it out. This is your United Nation. This is the Confederacy against thee. Take it all from me. Like King Von say, once I beat the case, I'll get it back, champion. Consider it a loss.
Straight up.
Consider it all a loss for knowing Christ Jesus, champion. That's how you know who is who on this earth.
Yes, sir.
What's on your mind,
The
champion?
prophet say something come to pass, you know he from God.
Come on, champion.
Yes, sir.
They thought I was here for monetary gain. This is FUBU. I'm up here. Yeah, support the broadcast if you can. Not support me to control me. That's devilish. That's alternative motive. That's contrary to, that's a liar. That's going to be off from the set, from the go. Because I'm the wall, and nothing gets past me. I got the patience of a tortoise. The same tortoise Dan Calloway was born on. Go ahead. Now you see how my dad, I used to, when my dad talked like this when I was a teenager, right? We used to giggle. It was right before we got our ass whooped. Like, how is he saying this joke right before? Is he angry or what the fuck? I don't know what it is, but it's very stern, bro. Yeah.
You and your mom like, hold it, don't let
Hold
yes,
it.
sir.
He got a punchline coming somewhere down the motherfucking line.
Real.
Hold it. But that's what it is.
Hold the base. Like, he waiting on this.
We talking 14 million African Americans missing by way of wobbly labor unions across America, Black Holocaust, the Skull and Bone Society, Yale University, the United States federal government, militias from Russia, Germany, France, and it's no color lines. They were all into it. That's why I said a church for truth. That's why.
Yes, sir. And then what you?
But guess what? It's all biblical. It's all biblical. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Definitely. And it's gonna prove the paramilitary also.
See.
So these people with military deals that are not from this country. They're not part of these foreigners, these aliens.
You alien.
Yes, sir.
And that's okay to be an alien. I'm not anti-alien.
Right.
I'm anti stripping of my right for you to be having a birthright over me in my own land with our own inheritance that we ain't received since the invasion. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna read at the bottom. I'm gonna finish reading that bottom part. It says the Interracial Peace Society held its initial meeting Wednesday evening at 2932 State Street. It opened with representatives of Japan and East India and has for its object of union of all the dark races of the world. Seated on the platform from left to right are Takeo S. No-Show.
What?
Yeah, that's the guy all the way on the left. That's his name. He's from Japan. Takeo S. No-Show. We got he's a Japanese secretary of the society. So this society that they got, that's their secretary. He's from Japan. Okay, Reverend Louis Louch. Then you got R.S. Vernon. Then bam, right there we got R.S. Abbott. All right. They got N.K. McGill,
Hey, you
G.
remember
Burt.
before we get to that,
Yes,
RS
sir.
is a shipmate, is a shipping business. RS is like the beginning, like it's like I may be tripping, not SS, RS. I remember that being like on a foreign like a Navy man type of like thing. But we'll get to it. Go ahead.
But yes, sir, like, yeah, that's him right there. That's Abbott. He right there. He in this international peace meeting. So he's like an agent to me.
They would all be agents. They would all be playing the
Yes,
black
sir.
and white game of confusion because it's
Yes,
neither
sir.
black nor white. This is about the right of the sovereignty of the freedmen who was robbed in the early 1900s. Banks all seized, money given over to who?
To the money given over to the gold, the money given over
No.
Grover Cleveland, giving it to
Gave it to J.P. Morgan. It's documented.
Yes, sir. And then they created these wars and took the sympathy and empathy.
Yeah, but we don't even got to go there. We don't even got to go there. We gonna keep it. We don't got to jump around to they did that or they did this. What's on record is what they did do is the money of the Freeman banks was stolen and taken by the federal government after the seizing and destruction of these people's lands, which were, you hear that, B? Which were ideologically subverted and coup d'etat by black German nationalists. You see that?
Yes.
And
Yes,
in
sir.
association with the who? Say it. The workers' union.
The Wobblies.
Okay.
The workers'
what
union.
you know as the
IWW.
Wobblies. Yeah, the IWW. See, you formatting. You feel me? It's all on the record, champion.
Yes, sir. There's no denying it. Yes, sir.
So how to make sure you go in order when you ain't even gotta say anything. And then they did this, and then they genocide and stole our name. When you say that, let me hear the Dawes program in association with Marcus Garvey. See?
Yep. Identifying.
Yeah, just identify. It's the real thing.
You're right, like you said. Yeah, and like you said, you don't have to say and then because it's concurrent.
Yes.
That's how they be getting into
Abbott
it.
and Costello is concurrent while simultaneously running the fucking anti-myself. So that it's like they're both either sleight of hand, they are destroyed. They either go with Abbott or Garvey. Either way, they're both paid for and bought and in collusion with foreign nationalists who are here to ideologically subvert the government, the local government of the whole nation, and steal their birthrights, like you were saying, the Dawes. That's paper genocide. That's paper genocide.
Yes, sir.
That's
paper genocide,
that's already guilty.
Collusion. Yes, sir. Dang, bro. That's it.
The League of Nations is all in. So now we understand World Fairs, getting them up to Chicago just by paying attention. We didn't say, oh, the World Fair. But when you follow the information and follow the little fucking, the red star you got over his head, so you start to realize, like, wait, it was all on the same shit? Yes. And they're all foreign nationalists. And what do we call them? Legion, which is a collection of Aryan nations, white supremacy, Bavarians, black and white ones. This is Bavarian concept. That's why Selassie, a Bavarian, press one. That's why Selassie handed over the crown to who? Actors.
To the Queen of England.
That's right.
Yep. That's it right there.
Well, they got you off the land by a listing. You either went to war or you went to work, didn't you?
That's it.
You either dealt with Abbott or you dealt with
They're with Marcus Garvey.
There you go, champion. Either way, they going to their death, nigga.
Man,
You
man.
see? You see how this works?
Yes, sir.
That's right. Don't be afraid.
Yes,
Yeah, call it out. Don't be afraid of them. Don't sugarcoat. Roy Jones, they had. Sugar Shane Mosley, they had. Floyd Mayweather, they had.
Really?
You feel me? Because they don't like us. Devin Haney, they had. They don't like it. They got to take steroids to beat me. You better take a super drug. You better be a synthetic minded. You better have 10, 20, 30 brains connected to an artificial computer, nigga, to fuck with me. You ain't fuck with Kev.
Hey, look, it's a wrap, Kev, because even you was just mentioning these different countries, Ethiopia, and even in this meeting that they had, I was reading that like they had talking about different forms of Jews that they was making, that they had, and what they call Jews in this brotherhood. They're saying a black Jew called for participation in the movement for betterment of humanity to all kinds of Jews, not only white Jews, black, Chinese Jews, Japanese Jews, red Jews. All right, Jonah was known as Jonah the Preacher, was a white missionary whose real name was Rupert Griffith. It says he demanded that Jim Crow schools and cars be removed. So even all this Jim Crow, these are just plays against us to move us in either direction.
There you go. So what we gonna do is, each person that's on the whatchamacallit that's gonna be passing notes or getting their notes together, everybody need a demographic: radio and communication and propaganda, characters, masters of disguise, land patents, a lot of boom, Rockefeller, Pope, take over land. What's those other things